and welcome to my channel. I'm Amanda and we are here with Colour My Sketchbook Unearthed. I really wanted to do this live streamed, but unfortunately I don't have time to live stream this week, so I'm going to do it in this form, I guess. So on the flip through page I was requested to do this one, the bunny rabbit holding the carrots. At least we know they're carrots this time. In the last bunny one I did not know that I was colouring carrots. Let's see, what's this one called? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Number 6, Harvest Hare. So it's not even a bunny, it's a hare. So yeah, but I have picked out a few colours from Derwent Inktense. To be honest, I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. My Inktense are in this bag at the moment because of my last what's in my pencil case video. So if you guys know, basically there's a lot of Inktense pencils and I just went through and picked out the ones that I thought were the best. I didn't swatch them or anything, so we're just going to see how it goes. I haven't got a colour for the hat yet, but we will figure it out. I want to do the hair in a kind of mustardy saddle brown colour, so I'm going to use saddle brown and mustard for that. If you want to know what colours I'm using, then I'll try and put them in the description below, but you guys know I'm rubbish at that, so just listen out and I will mention them every time we switch one. So I need my phone by me because I need to go and pick up my son soon, so I don't want to go over the time that I need to record this. Yeah, that's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna sharpen this real quick and then we're gonna get going with the ears for the hair. I'll just sharpen it so that it's really sharp. Okay, and I'm thinking that I'll probably need an I don't know, we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna do a light covering of this, and I really want to use my gold Winsor Newton pot of gold because I have that and I haven't used it since Christmas, so I really want to use that on this hare's dress. So we'll see how that goes. So I'm just going to colour in lightly with this mustard colour, like so. Let's just do the face as well while we're at it, just so that it's consistent. I think she's got gloves on as well. I thought that hares were always males. I don't know. Anyway, probably not. So like I said, I didn't swatch these colours, so I'm not sure if it's gonna go out the way that I wanted it to. The reason I'm doing Inktense is because I know that it won't take as long, and I do like working with Inktense. It's fun to not have to worry about the colours so much and the shading and the blending. It's pretty easy to achieve all of that with minimal I can't say that word, minimal effort. Oh my gosh. Okay, so that's what that's gonna look like, and then I'm gonna go in with the saddle brown, which is the darker colour, and just put that in certain places to darken it up a little bit. And then this bit here, just where all of the darker colour book lines are. I need to do more of these off screen. So when I've got a spare moment, but the problem is I don't really have that much spare moments to do these. Anyway, right under there where the brim of the hat is, just make sure there's a shadow there. Above the eyeballs, along the nose line, in this cheek area here, bone structure, under here. We will go in with details later, we're just putting in the base tones at the moment. Like that. There we go. Okay, now we need to wet it, and I forgot that you have to do that with Inktense apparently, and I don't know where my brushes are. Whoops. Okay, let's see. Sorry about the creaking, guys, you're going to hear that. Creaks and stuff. Where did I put them? Great. I mean, I have another brush, so I think I'll just use that one. The medium one or the small one? Yeah, we'll use the small one. And I have a rag to use somewhere. Where's my rag? There it is. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, so we're going to go into the light as usual and then fade into the darkness. Just want to put a little stroke of dark in there. So I'm gonna wet this part first, right round there, and go into the light parts like that, and then blend it into the saddle brown. Mix it together. So she's going to be quite a bright hair. I didn't expect it to be that bright, but that's okay. I like it. You can use whatever colours you want, and however many different colours you want as well. I just like this. Going into the dark, blending it in a little bit. And then the outside for the lighter part. Wiping it as I go, of course. Blend that into there. Like that. And go into the darker bits. Just wet it ever so slightly and blend it in. Darker bits again. Want to be really careful because there's the detailing in the fur here, and I wasn't careful obviously because that's how I roll. I just put that a little bit in there. There we go. Okay. Just want to wet this a little bit. Don't want it to be too white because it's fur. It's not a really reflective surface. And then go in with all the darky parts here. Wipe the brush before you go back into the light so that it blends in nicely. blend that bit in. Try not to get the dark too much into the light parts. It is quite difficult with Inktense because they're so intense. We'll go into more deeper, darker shading and shadow in the cheek later. Not gonna lie, the eye looks kinda creepy. That's alright. Kinda darken up that bit there. See, you've got instant shadow and shading. That's why I like to do videos with Inktense, because I don't have to render too much, and it takes less time, really, honestly. Okay, so that's the face done. Obviously, like I said, we can go back in and do highlights and shadow later, but that's the main part of that done. Now, I am really dreading these because I don't want to have it all the same colour, but I don't want to go too crazy with the colours in there either, so I don't know how I'm going to manage that. The dress I want to do in a kind of purple and indigo blue colour. I don't know how that's going to go either. Like I said, I didn't swatch these. You should always swatch them, but I'm just not doing it because I don't have the time, basically. That's my only excuse about that. I need to sharpen these. I need to use metal sharpener because it's better than the other one. This needs to be really, 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 really sharp, because you can't see it yet, but you'll figure it out later why it needs to be really sharp. So this is a dark purple, and I'm just going to go in and flick some of the colour into here in the darker parts of the dress. So this ruffle is in front of this one and this one, I think, so that's going to be a little bit lighter, so I'm going to leave that just now. And this is dark purple 0750. I'm going to go into the dark purple little bits here and there. Not too much, I'm literally just putting small tiny lines in there in the darkest parts. Like that. And then I'm going to use the indigo blue, deep indigo, sorry, 1100. And I'm going to flick a couple of little bits next to the dark bits of the purple in here too. And hopefully they'll mix together nicely. I don't know, like I said, I didn't swatch it. And you should definitely swatch it. Okay. Just put in little dashes of watercolour. Then we're going to wet it. Now this is going to be really hard to figure out what bit to wet first, but just try and go into the bits that you haven't put any colouring in yet and ease it out into it very carefully, because you don't want to cover the whole thing in just darkness. You want there to be some variation of light in there. The deep indigo seems to have overpowered the purple a little bit, but that's okay. We wanted the dress to be mainly deep indigo. We just wanted the purple in there for a little tiny bit of variation. You can see the purple a little bit. It's probably hard to pick up on the camera. Oops, but you can see it. like that, so it's very dark, but that's what we want. Yeah, you can see it mix in with the purple there. That's cool. I like that. It's very subtle, but it's there, so that's good. Okay, as for the lighter parts, I'm just going to do the dusky purple on its own. So I'm just going to put it in on the lines of the colour book. That's a leave. Okay, put it on the lines of the colour book here. Shade it in a little bit, and then just touch it a little bit. I want some of the deep lines to stay. Just want to spread it out a little bit. Like that. There we go. And there is variation there. It's probably really hard to see, but it is there. Check the time. It's 10:04. Okay, as for this part here, I want to make it mainly purple because I want to make the dress really dark and indigo coloured. So I'm going to go over the colour book lines with the purple, the dusky purple. And leaving the white showing through. Making that really dark under there because I know that that's underneath the ruffle on top. I'm just going to line each individual one of these. And coloured it in somehow a little bit more. There is a problem for me, this, because there is a lot of detail that I'm just like, nah, I can't be bothered like accentuating every detail. But I probably would do it if I wasn't recording it as much. Like I would want to do it a little bit more. I would have a lot more time to work on it, but I just don't have any time to work on non-video stuff, so it's kind of a shame, but I don't mind. That's why I do it, otherwise I would just do less videos, but I don't want to do less videos. Just colour that in. I like that. Even though I'm like, I should accentuate some of the details in there instead of just covering them up with this dark colour. I've kind of did it though, and it does do it for you. It's just the highlights that you kind of miss. Okay, as for the gloves, I think I'm going to make them the same colour that I'm going to make her eyes, which is going to be Lagoon. Which is Blue Lagoon 0810. Okay, so Blue Lagoon, which I'm actually going to do her eye first. So it's going to be darker in here at the top, and then it's going to be kind of like a little bit lighter in the middle, and then a little bit darker, and then lighter again. Like that, and I think I need a charcoal grey or a dark colour. I don't know how I'm going to manage to find the charcoal grey though, because I just have a lot bunched up in this box, which is really annoying. It's not even a box. Maybe I'll use a little bit of the ink black. Because I found it, basically, that's why. Ink black in here too. There we go. She is creepy. I'm not even gonna lie. I will put a highlight in there. At some point. Does look creepy though. We'll try the ink black again for the nose, just to bring it away from that grey colour. Like that. Okay, so the hat. Maybe I will make Blue Lagoon as well. I don't know about the... I actually don't know about the gloves. Let's see. We could make it deep in indigo. I'm just taking the pigment from the tip of the brush here. If we make it deep in indigo like this, from the tip of the brush. You don't want to do this above your drawing like I'm doing, because it will ruin it if you flick it on it by accident. I have done that more than once and I have not learned, and I'm even talking about it now and I still haven't learned. So I'm just gonna put this in here. Build it up. You want to be careful when you're doing this because you don't want to saturate the paper too much. Like that. And then we'll do the same under here for the other glove. Make sure you've got enough pigment on the brush. Build up the colour on the shadowed areas. Like that. There we go. I think I might actually do the hat this colour as well. So, with the hat, there's shiny parts. So I'm just going to cover the parts that are the darkest with this indigo blue. I'm going in the same direction as the pencil strokes, or ink strokes, or whatever you want to call it. darker bit in here. Flick the colour up into that part. It's like a ribbon sort of thing. There we go. And then I'm going to put a little teeny bit of Blue Lagoon, just tiny bit at either side. Just to vary the colour a little bit. Maybe even just a line there. Okay, and then we're going to go from the lightest part, like that, into the darkest part. And bring it back out, like that. Blend it in. To the darkest part. And back to the lightest again. And I'm just going to go over it completely to kind of blend it in a little bit more, because you don't want it to be like completely reflective. There we go. Okay. I like that. What time is it? 10:15. Okay. So she's looking rather dark at the moment. She's quite blue and purple. So I think that I'm going to do the carrots now. And hope that I don't cover the carrots with the dark parts. I think I might do both gold and silver on the dress. I'll show you what I mean in a minute. So for the carrots, I'm going to do golden yellow, 0230, and burnt orange rather than just plain orange. So the carrots are here, and I'm just going to cover them in golden yellow. Like that, and then I'm going to put the burnt orange in the shadowed areas. And right at the edges to make the carrots look a little bit more rounded. They're not completely round, but they're a little bit more rounded. I got it on our glove. I don't know why I rub it with my finger as if it's going to come off, because it's not. It's not going to come off. But before I wet that, I'm going to try and rub it off. Where's my electric rubber? Why can't I find anything in this place? There we go. I think I need to replace the head of this rubber, which is really annoying because it's not, there's plenty of it left. I think I need more batteries for that. And then I'll go over it in a white layer. Alright, so again, we are going into the lightest parts first, and then bringing the orange into it, the burnt orange into it. So you want to go into the dark, then wipe, then blend it into the light, so that it's not too intense, because you don't want it to be too intense. These are very like bright carrots, I'm not gonna lie. But like I said, I didn't colour swatch. It's good to colour swatch, but I like to not colour swatch sometimes because I like a surprise. Sometimes it comes out better than what you're kind of envisioning in your head if you don't colour swatch. I mean, I don't recommend it if you don't want to be disappointed, but if you don't really mind, then it doesn't really matter. Okay, so okay. Okay. Just a little bit of silence. I like that. I like the way that they look. I'm avoiding the bouquet, can you tell? I am. But I want to get as much done. Sorry about that, by the way. I'm not going to be able to edit that out. I want to get as much done as possible before I have to go and pick up my son, so that's why I'm kind of doing the bits that I'm sure of, and then later on we'll go to the bits that I'm not sure of. So we want deep indigo and the purple, which is dusky purple. Or dark purple. Is it dark purple or dusky purple? What did I use? Can you guys remember? I can't. I don't have the dusky purple out, so it must have been dark purple. Okay, fine. So for the dress, there are like little like circular gem stony things here, and then there's stars. So I think I want to do the stars silver, and I was going to do the stars gold, but I think I want to do them silver, and then do these little bumps on the dress, these little different shapes, gold. I don't know why, I just do. Probably because I've not used both of the things that I want to use in a long time. So what we're going to do is I'm going to lightly cover this whole dress with dark purple, and it's very lightly, like barely touching the page, all the way over. I'm not leaving any white. So I just want to quickly do that all over the page. gonna have to be extremely careful when I'm wetting this. It's okay if I go over because I can paint over it, but I just want to remember where all the dots are. I could exaggerate it, I guess, like cover it up and do it myself, but I kind of want to stay true to what's going on in the picture, so we're just going to cover this really lightly. I'm even pressing a little bit too hard, to be honest. This is definitely the type of thing that you will need a rag for, to like dab your brush to clean it off, because you don't want to get it too pigmented or the colours to travel too much, because you want them to mix together and not to destroy each other. Whew, this is hard work. If you want to hold the pencil back a little bit to kind of help you not put as much pressure on, then that helps. You lose a little bit control though. It's harder to control where the pencil is going, but it might help with your pressure. It definitely helps me with my pressure. This is actually making my arm burn. That just shows you how fit I am. Not very. As for the little stars, I'm not really worrying if I go over those too much. I just make sure that I go over those with the water first, instead of dragging more pigment into the stars. Okay. Here we go. And then this back bit is really tricky because I want to keep all those little circles available. So I think I'm just going to do little streaks here and there so that I can move the pigment in. Okay, and then I'm going to go over it with the deep indigo in the very darkest places and quite dark as well, like pressing down quite dark and hard. It's going around all these little circles as if I'm outlining them. You could even put masking tape on those if you wanted to. I'm not going to do that because my masking tape actually rips up my watercolour paper, never mind printer paper. Just putting it in here. Especially in the darker areas. Some extra for the folds. Again, going around these circle bits. Okay, and I need to go and pick up my son, so I will pick up with this tomorrow. The reason I'm telling you that is because there might be a little bit of a disconnect, but like, where am I, what am I doing sort of thing. I don't have enough time to finish this, so I'll have to wait until tomorrow when he's back at school. So I'll zoom out and show you it so far. There we go. That's what it looks like so far, and I'm happy with that. I think it's going to be a very dark one, but I'm going to try and put some brightness into the bouquet. So we'll pick back up on it tomorrow, and for like milliseconds for you. Okay guys, so we're going to get back into this. I do think in the future I'm going to just be streaming these types of videos because this takes too much of my time. I can't get other videos done because of it. So yeah, I think that streaming it would be a better idea. So I might not be able to do it for a couple of weeks until I get stuff sorted in a schedule, so that I know that I will be able to stream every single week. But yeah, so we're gonna go into this bouquet thing now, and I want to do it all in Sicilian, I don't know how to say that, Sicilian yellow. Obviously there's some different elements in here that I will need to do different colours with, but all of the flowery parts I want to be this colour. So I'm just going to go in and put a light wash of it all over the bits that I think should be this colour, and then find a different colour to blend in with. It's quite hard to see where would be good and not good to do. But but we'll get it out of the way. So I just want this to be this colour. Maybe even just this colour and then break it up with white. I'm not sure though. There's going to be some green in here too. Big roses. These are like little buds. And I think the rest of it otherwise can be green. These little round things, I think we'll just make purple. At the bottom. And then maybe blue lagoon. So that was dark purple and lagoon. Just to kind of break up the colour a little bit. Not too much, but a little bit. Like that. I know that I'm gonna hate this, but I gotta get it done. So anyway, I'm just gonna wet this yellow. It's a lot brighter than I thought, but that's what Inktense is all about, especially if you don't swatch. So I'm just gonna wet all of this here. Yeah, I think I might highlight it with just white gel pen or something, or Posca pen, instead of putting darker colour in there. Oh yeah, I forgot that I was in the middle of doing the dress the last time. That's why I mentioned that there might be a disconnect when I start back up again. Okay, so we're going to go into the blue first. Gosh, that's really dark. Really dark. And really bright. That's alright. So I'm wiping the brush just to make sure that it's not too bright, too saturated. Come on. Put little blue, purpley bits in there, and in here. Like that. And then the greens, I'm going to use just one green. I think I'll use light olive. That is literally my favourite colour for leaves and natural greens. You could add a little bit of fern in there as well, or like a lighter colour, maybe even yellow, but I'm just adding in this. It'll look much better with the highlights, obviously. Just looks like one big colour just now, which is fine, you don't have to do all the detail straight away. And then I'll just wet those again in here. Just drag some green in there. And in here. I can tell this one I'm not going to be particularly proud of. That's okay, you can have your bad ones, it's fine. But yeah, I think that from now on I prefer to stream these, but I might not be able to stream, like I say, every week. So anyway, we'll let that dry for a little bit and we'll come back down to the dress. I need to find the deep indigo. I think I covered all of the bits that I wanted to be deep indigo, to be honest. I think I did, and I just needed to wet it. Just put bits here and there, because I think it's a little bit too purple at the moment. What did I say? I said that I was going to do the stars purple. No, the stars silver and the little gemmy things gold. I think that's what I said. So that is what I shall do. Okay, now we're going to wet this really carefully. Going into the deep purple first, and then bringing into the blue, I wanted it to be mainly blue, but it's going to be hard. You've got to be really careful, but like I said, the gold and silver will cover it up if you make a mistake. Just don't be careless with it, just because you know that it will cover it up. And I'm just going a bit faster because I literally have to go and pick up my son really soon. Again, this is another reason why it's easier to like live stream it instead of record it, because I really like doing these videos, but if I continue the way that I'm going, then I won't be able to do them much longer. So just dragging it all in there. It's going to go all the way over this one. I know that there's stars in there, but we'll get those. maybe just go over that as well. And let's just go over it all. It shows through, so that's good. Just need to put a little bit more water out there. Sort of like a galaxy with the blue and the purple, which is cool because there is stars on this too. Like that. So I know I'm going super fast, but you don't have to go this fast. There we go. Okay. So now that that's done, we need to let that dry and then come up here, and I think I'm going to do Hooker's Green and maybe Fern. I don't know, hold on, let's see. Let's actually swatch this one. There's the Hooker's Green. You guys can't see this. And there's the Fern. Let's see. There's the olive green, which is darker actually. And there's the Hooker's Green. I think that might work a little bit better. Yeah. Okay. So we are going to go in with the Hooker's Green really lightly into the top of her feathery part. Like that. Just cleaning off my brush a little bit. And then I'll just put the olive in after, so I'm going to wet this first. And then add the olive green through touch. I might have to wait until this dries a little bit to make it show up. Yeah. Okay, let's wait until that dries. And I think that we're going to go in with ink black again because it seems to have like lightened up a bit, which is weird. Well, it's not weird because when things dry they do lighten up, so it's not weird, but it's kind of weird. Just putting in some ink black in there. Darken up the eye a little bit. And then it's still a little bit wet, so is this wet? No, that's alright. Let me get my gel pen real quick. gel pen, I want you... I don't like the Jelly Roll as much as the Sakura, but we're going to use the Jelly Roll. So I'm just going to put some white highlights on these flowers. They could be using with a little bit more depth, but I think it's just pure laziness, to be honest. But I kind of want the colours not to be the standouty part, because I want the dress and you know, the glittery parts, the highlighted parts, to be the main focus. So I'm just going around with the white to make it pop out a little bit more. I'm not being too careful either, just slapping it on wherever I feel like it might disguise the fact that I haven't shaded these roses. Put more weight on this one, because this one's like closed in a little bit. And weight on here. Put weight on this thing. Just around the outside. Just little dots of white. Again, you can be more careful with this or do whatever you want. I'm just slapping white everywhere. Okay, so next time I do this, I will be doing a live stream on Tuesday night. So next Tuesday I will be doing a live stream at like 9 PM UK time. And hopefully I will be able to do it then and do it more. So if you want to come to the live stream, then make sure that you're around. I'm going to do it on YouTube just because it's easier than Twitch. But if I stream anything else, like art related things or games, then it will be on Twitch. So just FYI, in case you want to show up and chat and colour along, do all those things. Which might be nice to do. Don't know which one I want to do, so if you have any suggestions of books or ones that you want to do, then tell me. If you don't know what books I have a full book collection on my channel. I'll link that in the description below so that you guys can see what books I have and what ones you want to suggest me do. So I hope that's helpful for you guys. And I have most of the Bennett Kleins now. I know I didn't have a lot of Bennett Kleins back then, but I do have more. Maybe I'll have to update my collection again. Okay, so I'm kind of happy with that. I like that. And the last part to do is the ink part. So I'm going to use a small angle brush, like very, very tiny angle brush. This is a 1. And it's just a really cheap one. And I'm gonna fall off my chair nearly again. Get the ink bottle that I want. I'm gonna do the stars first. So these are the inks that I have. They're Winsor & Newton inks. This is the metallic gold bronze and silver metallic aluminium. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna do it. It's gonna be cool. Okay, so we're gonna do the silver first. I think. What time is it? It's 10 o'clock. And you gotta shake it up. You gotta keep on shaking it and work fast because it does kind of sink to the bottom. So I haven't used these in a while, so hopefully they're still good. Okay, and hopefully I can control it. Probably have to concentrate really hard. Yeah, there, it's going to be difficult to use. Even with this smaller brush, still difficult. The drawings of the actual like stars themselves aren't the best, so I guess it doesn't matter as long as they kind of look like stars. They're not supposed to be perfect. It is on fabric after all, so fabric folds and distorts things. But I think it'll look pretty cool in the end. And a little bit of paint, as you can see, goes a long way. These are expensive, but like they've literally lasted me forever. If you only use them for accents and small things, they won't take up that much pigment. And you can have them. I've had mine since December 2016, and it is now August. In fact, it's nearly September. In fact, it will be September when you see this. I wish I didn't cover these stars too much. Don't know what I'm doing. And then there's little tiny stars as well. Which I'm just going to do like that. Dip in my brush again. I think I'll add a little accent of silver, or gold actually, up in the top as well on our hat, just to keep it consistent. So if you ever want to do silver or gold and don't want to draw it with greys and blues or browns and yellows, then I do suggest you get these because they're really fun to work with. Okay, more stars. And here, oh, that was a lot of pigment. So I dip it in again because that makes sense. Well, there's a lot on there. Let's put more on. More on is the right word. More on. Get it? Okay. I'm going crazy. That's alright. And this stuff does dry relatively fast. It's not slow dry and medium, so you don't have to worry about putting your hand in it. Obviously you've got to be careful, but once it's been on there for a good few minutes it will dry and not budge. Which is rather handy. concentrating. And if you're left-handed or ambidextrous and you want to do it with your left hand like me, although I am doing it with my right, then it's better to start at the other end, from right to left instead of left to right, because then you will not get it smudged on your hands. And the same goes for quite a few art techniques. If only the same could be said for writing. I was discouraged from writing in school with my left hand because, well, one, the binder was really annoying, the binding on the books, and then two, it smudged everywhere. My hand was always covered in ink. You know, sometimes you weren't actually allowed to use pens in our school. I had to use pencils so that it was easy to rub out and we didn't have to use Tipp-Ex. You guys probably have computers or something in your schools now. You don't have to write a thing. No, that's a skill that needs to be learned. Definitely. I hope that never goes out of fashion. Right. So there we go. The stars seem to have got sloppier as I went on. I don't know if you can even see how shiny that is. A little bit. So I need to wipe this off. It's better if you have water around. I do, but I'm so lazy. In fact, I'm going to put a puddle of water on this and just wipe it off that way. Okay, now we're going to put the lid on this. Make sure the lid is on it tight. And then the silver, the gold. See that? It's all at the bottom. You gotta shake it. Make sure you shake it good, and then mixing it helps as well. See, it's still kind of at the bottom there. Mixing it helps a lot, but it seems to be okay. So it literally looks like it moves. Don't know if you can see that, but it does look like it actually fizzes and moves. It's weird, but it's very beautiful. So I think either you use a very small pointy brush for this, or a very small angle brush, and just dab it on. I'm just going to dab it on various ways. Oops. See, I did smudge. I smudged. That's alright, we can go over that with pencil. So I'm going to try and not touch paper. You definitely need to work fast with the gold because it sinks more to the bottom than the silver. Or just keep mixing and shaking as you go. This one definitely doesn't look as pretty on camera as it does in real life. It's not shiny enough with one layer. Let's put more on. more again. I need to mix this up a little bit. You don't want to use a brush that you might use for like other paints, like especially watercolour, because it will ruin your brushes and possibly it will get all like congealed inside the brush and inside the paint, and you don't want that unless you want to have permanently sparkly gold paints, which I guess might be alright if you want that type of thing. Put a few on there. Put it here. And then here. Look at that, the way it moves. It's madness. There we go. I like that. I like it a lot. Okay, wipe that off. And then we want to put the lid on this. Oh, sorry about that flash there. Don't know why it does that. It's weird. And then it is all shiny. Okay, now we're gonna finish off the feathery part with the, where did it go? Where did it go, guys? Oh gosh. The green. Where did the green go? Where did the green go? I had it just 2 seconds ago. That's ink black. Is it this one? Yeah, light olive. There we go. So I'm just gonna take it off the tip with the brush and stick it in here for extra detail, extra darkness, shadow. Like that. Oh yeah, I was going to put gold on the tip there, but let's quickly do that. I'm just going to just put a little bit of gold on the top of the hat. Like that. Okay. So I think the only thing that's left to do is to go over the bit that I accidentally went over with the silver, which you guys didn't see, but that's alright. And then final finishing touches, just some extra jelly roll. Maybe some extra little whiskery bits. Like that. And then it's done, I think. Yeah, that was a quick one. But I like it. I actually like the way that it came out. I mean, the gold paint and the silver paint is a little bit like sloppy, but I'll show you the full version. If I just zoom out a little bit here. Can't edit this part out, so you're just gonna have to wait. Configure video. I know I have a lot of junk on my desk, so if you guys can see the junk, I'm really sorry. But there we go. And that's her. All sparkly. I like it. I really do like it. Simple colour palette, but that's how I roll these days. So yeah, if you enjoyed it, please remember to comment, like and subscribe. Tell me what one you would like me to see me do next. Even if you want to suggest some colour combinations, that would be cool. And I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!